Why should we resort to other ways of thinking? In today's rapidly changing world, traditional thinking is no longer enough. In this video, we explore why adopting alternative thinking styles is essential for modern leadership, decision-making, innovation, and business success. You will discover how different ways of thinking, such as systems thinking, critical thinking, strategic thinking, and creative thinking, help you overcome complexity, avoid cognitive bias, and unlock new opportunities in the age of artificial intelligence and modern management. Why should we resort to other ways of thinking? In brief, seeing and discovering situations, events, and what is happening around us from different angles. Discovering and evaluating the vision and perspective of others and working to share their concepts. Jumping over the various obstacles that obscure perception allows us to get closer to the reality of what is happening and what we want to understand in order to deal with it correctly. Successfully dealing with complexities, despite their perceived difficulty, and developing our ability to handle other familiar and unfamiliar events. Why should we resort to other ways of thinking? In details. Because reality has become more complex than linear thinking. Traditional thinking methods were built for a world that was stable, predictable, slow to change. Today's world is the opposite. Rapid technological disruption, interconnected global systems, uncertain markets and behaviors. Linear thinking assumes one cause one effect. Modern reality operates through systems, feedback loops, and cascading consequences. Resorting to other ways of thinking, such as systems thinking, strategic thinking, and adaptive thinking, allows us to understand how parts interact, not just how they exist in isolation. Because old thinking solves old problems. Albert Einstein famously stated, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Many organizations fail not because of lack of resources, but because they reuse outdated mental models. They rely on habitual assumptions. They resist cognitive change. Alternative thinking approaches help us challenge assumptions, redefine the problem itself, see opportunities hidden behind constraints. In many cases, the problem is not the situation, but the way we are thinking about it. Because innovation lives outside conventional patterns. Innovation rarely comes from following established paths. It emerges when we adopt lateral thinking, generating unconventional solutions. First principles thinking, breaking ideas down to fundamentals. Creative and design thinking, let human become centered problem solving. When we resort to other ways of thinking, we escape cognitive rigidity. We unlock creative insights. We discover solutions competitors overlook. This is why disruptive companies do not think better, they think differently. Because human bias limits rational judgment. The human brain is efficient, but biased. Common cognitive traps include confirmation bias, status quo bias, anchoring bias, emotional reasoning. Alternative thinking frameworks act as cognitive tools that expose blind spots, balance emotion with logic, improve decision quality. For example, critical thinking questions information validity. Probabilistic thinking manages uncertainty. Meta-thinking examines how we think, not just what we think. Resorting to different thinking styles is not optional. It is a defense mechanism against mental error. Because leadership requires perspective, not just intelligence. Modern leadership is no longer about having answers, it's about framing the right questions, navigating ambiguity, Integrating multiple viewpoints. Leaders who rely on a single thinking style miss systemic risks, fail to anticipate change, make short-sighted decisions. By adopting diverse thinking approaches, leaders gain strategic foresight, emotional intelligence, ethical and sustainable judgment. Thinking diversity creates leadership resilience. Because the future belongs to cognitive flexibility. Artificial intelligence, automation, and data abundance are reshaping work and decision-making. What machines do well: process information, optimize known patterns. What humans must do better: interpret meaning, navigate uncertainty, create new mental frameworks. Resorting to other ways of thinking is how humans remain relevant, competitive, visionary. The future does not reward fixed minds, it rewards adaptive thinkers. The conclusion. We resort to other ways of thinking because the world has changed. Problems have evolved. Old mental models have limits. Thinking differently is not a luxury, it is a strategic necessity. Those who master multiple thinking styles make better decisions, lead more effectively, build sustainable success. In the era of modern management, how you think is your greatest asset.